Southampton, England, April 14. Eden Hazard of Chelsea shoots during the Premier League match between Southampton and Chelsea at St Mary's Stadium on April 14, 2018 in Southampton, England. Photo by Henry Brown, Getty Image. Chelsea avoided another loss to a relegation-threatened side at Southampton. The Blues overcame a lot of momentum, both within the game and across the, for their first win from 2-0 down since 2002. Hoping they will have silenced some of their doubters while setting the stage for a strong run in, including the FA Cup. Immediately after Southampton scored their second goal, Antonio Conte made a double substitution to bring on Olivier Giroud and Pedro. This was only the second Premier League game in which Conte made a double substitution before the 70 feet. More important than the personnel swap, though, was the change in formation. Pedro enabled Chelsea to switch to a 4-2-3-1. David Zappacosta could have stayed for the new formation, but he likely would have stayed too deep and defensive. Conte needed Pedro's offensive pressing instincts to maintain a line of wingers within 20 yards of Southampton's goal. Zappacosta is not comfortable that high up the pitch, nor that far inside. Pedro kept Chelsea high and narrow, threatening Southampton where they were tactically and, after the opening goal, psychologically most vulnerable. Antonio Conte has stayed with his 3-4-3 this despite the rest of the Premier League finding ways to neutralise and imitate it. At different times he has made slight adjustments hinting at a potential shift to a four-man back line. But until Saturday, he did not make such an overt and prolonged change in formation. Conte reacted quickly to the desperate situation Jan Bednaric's goal created. The Blues have obviously trained in this formation, given how effectively they implemented it over the next 10 minutes. He had his players ready to change their roles and position, some drastically and some more subtly. The ease and effectiveness with which Cesar Azpilicueta, Cesc Fabregas and Eden Hazard took up their new formation proved Chelsea's versatility. Antonio Conte sometimes takes what seems like a long time to bring a new player or a new tactic into his rotation. His standards are incredibly, sometimes annoyingly, high. But as with the shift last, when he does move, he moves quickly, intelligently, and effectively. Because he can. Page 2 Southampton, England, April 14. Olivier Giroud of Chelsea celebrates after scoring his side's first goal during the Premier League match between Southampton and Chelsea at St Mary's Stadium on April 14, 2018 in Southampton, England. Photo by Henry Brown, Getty Images. Before Saturday, Chelsea had been behind at half-time 10 times. They had come back for the win only once. Since 2002, they had never come back from a 2-0 deficit. Both in the broad scope of Chelsea's modern era and this troubled, this was a noteworthy win. Nearly every Chelsea player has taken his turn as the scapegoat for and Antonio Conte has spent most of 2017-18 on the altar as the sacrificial offering. Part of the blame game leveled at the players and coaches that they have given up. Antonio Conte's muted celebrations on the touchline, his repeated criticisms of the club's transfer policy and even his player selection have all been part of the narrative of his apathy. The players' body language and comments in the press spur the narrative they have no desire to play for Chelsea anymore. Teams who have given up do not come back from 2-0 down. Players who do not care do not rally around a charismatic, totemic, well-groomed frontman. Coaches who do not care do not go on the attack with a tactical change and double substitution to exploit a psychologically fragile opponent. If Antonio Conte was done with Chelsea, he would have spent the second half talking to Gianluca about their family vacation in Tuscany. Instead, he oversaw the switch to a 4-2-3-1 and put the taste for blood into his men. If Olivier Giroud did not care about winning, he would have done another scorpion dance after his first goal instead of picking the ball out of the net and running it to midfield. If his teammates did not care about the club, their professional pride, they would have accepted his goal as a consolation. They would not have taken it as an injection of hope and competitive fire. The Blues could have easily rode out another loss. They were only 30 minutes away. They know what to say after such a game, and the opprobrium could scarcely get much worse. They wanted otherwise, and gave the fans a memorable comeback win.